Good morning, students. Welcome to your Data Communication and Computer Network class for 4th Sem IT. In the previous class, I have discussed about error detection technique, that is single parity check. In this video class, I will discuss about two more error detection technique, that is two-dimensional parity check and checksum. After completion of this video class, student will able to know about two-dimensional parity check and checksum. So let us discuss about that briefly. As we know, in single parity check, we can detect error if there is only one bit error. If more than one bit is corrupted, we cannot detect by using single parity check. And to overcome this drawback, we use two-dimensional parity check. So let us discuss about two-dimensional parity check. So in two-dimensional parity checks, performance can be improved by using two-dimensional parity check which organize the data in the form of a table. Parity check bits are computed for each row, which is equivalent to single parity check. Means the original data are organized in a tabular form. The data unit is written in a tabular form and each row compute parity bit using single parity check. Means we compute parity bit by row and also by column manner. In two-dimensional parity check, a block of bit is divided into row and the redundant row of bits is added to the whole block. At the receiving end, the parity bit are computed with the parity bit computed from the received data. So let us see an example. Here, this is the original data. The original data is divided into smaller data unit. Okay. So the first we have to compute the parity bit for each row. So in this case there are 4 1 in first row, there is 4 1. 4 1 means the parity bit will be 0. Okay. In second data unit there is also 4 1 and the parity bit will be 0. In third data unit, that is 2 1 means even number of 1 means parity bit will be 0. In fourth data unit, there is also 2 1 means parity bit will be 0. Now we have calculate parity bit row wise. Okay. So we have calculate the parity bit row wise. Now we have to calculate the parity bit column wise. Okay. Column wise. So for first column there is 3 1. So odd number of 1 means parity bit will be 1. In second there is single 1 means odd number of 1. So parity bit will be again 1. For third there is 2 1, then parity bit will be 0. And for fourth there is a single 1. A single 1 means the parity bit will be again 1. Then for fifth column single 1, then the parity bit will be 1. And for 6 there is 2 1 means parity bit will be 0. For 7 the parity bit will be here only 1 single 1. So the parity bit will be again 1 means for odd number of 1 we have to write the parity bit 1. For even number of 1 the parity bit will be 0. And for the last column there is single 1 means the parity bit will be 1. And for each parity bit are all 0. So there is no 1 means the parity bit will be 0. Okay. So this is the column parity. So we have to add this data unit in the original data. So original data move with the column parity and row parity. Means the original data unit will be 100110010. Okay, with the parity bit. And the second data unit will be also 111000100. Okay, means the data unit transmit to the receiver with the parity bit and the block of parity bit. Means lastly we add this parity bit also in the original data. 1110110110. Okay, data to be sent to the receiver. So this way, in two-dimensional parity check, we calculate row parity bits and column parity bits, and we add the column parity bit with the original data and send it to the receiver. Then drawbacks of 2D parity check. If two bits in one data unit are corrupted and two bits exactly the same position in another data units are corrupted, then 2D parity checker will not be able to detect the error. Means if the corrupted data unit position is same in all the data unit, then 2D parity check cannot detect the error. This technique cannot be used to detect the 4-bit error or more in some cases. So these are the drawbacks of two-dimensional parity check. And let us solve another example of 2D parity check. Here the data unit are 1111, then 000, 10101001 and 71. So write down in a tabular form, then calculate. Okay, this example is with, this is the transmitted data. Okay, unprotected data, two-dimensional even parity. So we have to write this data in a tabular form and we have to calculate row parity and column parity. So we have to calculate column parity and row parity. For row parity, here in first data unit there is 4 ones, means parity bit will be 0. And in second data unit there is 4 ones, means parity bit will be 0. In the third data unit there is 7 1, means odd number of 1, so the parity bit will be 1. And column wise, so column wise here in first column there is 3 1, so the parity bit will be 1, because it is even parity we have to make the number of 1 even. And in second column 2 1 means even number of 1, so parity bit will be 0. In third column 3 1 means the parity bit will be 1. In fourth column 2 1 means parity bit will be 0. And in fifth 2 1 means parity bit will be 0. In sixth there is single 1, so parity bit will be 1. Okay. In seventh column 2 1 means parity bit will be 0. And in last there is single 1, so the parity bit will be 1. Means with this data unit, the parity bit data unit also be transmitted to the receiver. This way we can send the data to the receiver and receiver again compute the parity bit from the received data and check the parity bit are equal or not. If the parity bit are equal, then it accept the data. Otherwise, reject the data. Okay, so this is all about your 2D parity checking. Next, checksum. Checksum is another error detection technique. In checksum error detection, the data is divided into k segment, each of m bit. Means the original data is divided into k segment, each of M bit. In the center end, the segments are added using 1s complement arithmetic to get the sum. The sum is complemented to get the checksum. The checksum segment is sent along with the data segment. At the receiver end, the receiver segment are added using 1s complement arithmetic to get the sum. And the sum is complemented. If the result is 0, the received data is accepted, otherwise discard. Means first of all we divide it, the original data is divided into segments and the data are computed by adding through 1s complement arithmetic. Then with the checksum along with the data sent to the receiver. Then a receiver also compute using 1s complement arithmetic and get the sum. And the sum is complemented. If the complemented sum will 0, then the receiver will accept the data. Otherwise, it discard. So let us take an example. So this is the original data and it divided into 4 segments. So first of all, we have to add this 2 data unit using 1s complement. So let us add it. So 1 0 1 plus 0 that is 1, then 0 1 that is 1. Okay. Then 0 0 is 0, 1 0 is 1, 1 0 is 1, 0 1 is 1, 0 1 is 1, but 1 1 is 10. Okay. So here 10 and this one is again added with the data unit. Okay. Then the result will be 1 1 is 10, 0, then 1 is carry over here. Okay. Then 1 1 is again 10, then 0, again here 1, then 0 plus 1, 1 plus 0 that is 1, then 1, 1, 1, 1 and 0. Then the third data unit will add up with this. Okay. Then 0 0 0, 0 0 0, here 1 1, 10, then 0, again 1 1, then 0 here, again here carry 1, 1 1, 10, then 0 here it will be 3 1 means 11, then 1 here again carry 1, then 1 1, 10, 0 here again 1 0 0 means 1. So this is the result. Then add up the fourth data unit. Okay. Then adding the fourth data unit again 0 0 0 0 0 0, then 0 1 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 0 0, here 1 1 is 10. Okay. And again this one is added with this data unit, then 1 0 1 0 0 1 0 0. Okay, this is the sum. Then we have to complement the sum. Complement means 0 will be 1 and 1 will be 0. So 1 1 0 1 1 0 1 0. So this is the checksum value. Okay. With the data unit, the checksum also go to the receiver. At the receiver side, it also add all the data unit. Okay. Again, after adding all the data unit, it also add the checksum. So by adding checksum, it will get the sum 1 1 1 1 1 1. Okay. 8 1. Then complemented it. Then 8 0. If the result is 0, then if the result is 0, then the received data is accepted. Okay. When the data is result is 0, then checksum will accept the data. Otherwise, it will discard. Okay. Means in checksum, we divide the data unit into segment and we add the segment with 1's complement arithmetic. Okay. And we send the checksum value with the original data. At the receiver side, receiver also same all the add all the data unit with also checksum, and again it complemented. If the result is 0, then it will accept the data, otherwise it will discard the data. So this is all about your two-dimensional parity check and checksum. Thank you.